This is Hot Take Tuesday, and you are joining the JDW Sports Talk Show where every fan is welcome. So, like I said, it's Hot Take Tuesday, and we're going to be talking about, some hot takes that my Discord has provided me with. So if you would like to submit some in the future, make sure to join that Discord in the links in my channel banner. So, let's get into some of these topics. So, first one I have here is by Silver Sabs from my Discord. So, his hot take is, my hot take would be Bears will be above 7 wins next season and just miss the playoffs by the 7th seed. So, I definitely see the Bears winning 7 or more games. Bears, as we know, have a really good defense. Khalil Mack, Eddie Jackson. They're going to have a few people coming back from that opted out on the defensive line. Akeem Hicks. And there's one more, I forget his name, but, all very solid players on the defensive side of the ball. Jalen Johnson, who had a really good rookie season, definitely exceeded expectations for me and for plenty of other people. So, I think this Bears defense is still going to take a bit of a step back, if you ask me. When Fuller left, you're kind of, banking on Jalen Johnson continuing that success. Yeah, he did show he could last year, but you still want to see, him be consistent on a yearly basis. So, and outside of Jalen Johnson, not crazy much at corner, but you got something. So yeah, I kind of think that this Bears defense is going to take a step back, but with that, I kind of think that this offense is going to take a step forward. So I'm kind of saying that it's kind of going to balance itself out. You have Justin Fields, of course, coming in. Is he going to start week 1? Not sure. Is it going to be Andy Dalton or Nick Foles? I think it's going to be Andy Dalton. And then maybe 2 or 3 weeks in, 1 to 3 weeks in, I think that the Bears will, start Justin Fields. And then, the weapons for Fields, I'm not crazy about some of the weapons. I do like some of them. I do like Darnell Mooney, Javon Wims. I do think they got a guy in Dez Newsome, which is a guy I actually like out of Northwestern. I believe he's out of Northwestern, and he's a really good slot guy. He's going to come in and he's going to make a difference. Darnell Mooney was one of the most underrated receivers in the league last year, if you ask me. The stats aren't going to show it, but if you do watch some tape on Darnell Mooney, you could see that he was open quite a bit, and Nick Foles or whoever the quarterback was missed him, or they overthrew him, or they just didn't look his way. And then you go to the offensive line. The offensive line with Tevin Jenkins, that's definitely an upgrade over Leno Jr. Daniels is a really good guard. You got some really good people on that offensive line. It's going to be better than last year's. The running back is really good, and David Montgomery, Tariq Cohen's going to be back. So I really like this offense. And then, the tight ends, you have Cole Kmet coming into his second year. I don't believe they have Jimmy Graham anymore. Okay, so I did just look it up. I did just pause the video and looked it up, and, I saw that, he could come back, or he could be a surprise and cut candidate, but I think he's going to come back, and I think he's going to be a really good tight end for the Bears. Once again, he was really solid last year, and like I said, you have Cole coming back in his second year. So, I think this Bears team, I don't know if it's going to be much crazy better. But are they going to miss the playoffs? I'm not sure. Will they make the playoffs? I'm not sure. I think the chances are there that they will make it. I think they should make it. But of course, will they win the division? It all depends. If Aaron Rodgers stays in Green Bay, I don't think so. I think the Packers will win it. But if Aaron Rodgers leaves, the Bears might be my favorite to win the division. But at the same time, the Packers still have a really good roster, real good all around. It just would be on Jordan Love coming in. How would he be? Or if they didn't start him right away, and if they started Blake Bortles right away, it all depends on that. And the Vikings have a really good offense. The Vikings are going to be better than expected. I think the Vikings may give the Bears a run for their money just because of their offense. Their defense isn't all that, scary, if you ask me, isn't all that good. Could definitely use some improvements on that. But, I do the Bears win their division. It's depending on a lot of things. If Aaron Rodgers stays, probably not. And if he doesn't, do the Vikings challenge them for it? The Lions, I don't really see challenging for much this season. I think the Lions have a lot of work to do. The Lions are definitely in rebuild mode. One of the favorites to get the first overall pick next year. So, I'm not really seeing the Lions doing much this year, but, and then you go to the wild card spots. You probably have your Cardinals or you're probably gonna have one or two teams from the NFC West. Um, you might have two teams from the NFC East. The South, I don't really know if I see more than one team coming out of the South. You have the Panthers, you have the Falcons, and you have the Saints. I don't really know if the Saints are going to make it out, but as we do know, it's probably the Buccaneers are probably going to lead that division. So yeah, then I think it's possible. I think they're going to make it. But it's definitely possible that they don't. So this hot take, I'll give it. I'm not gonna give it like a. So yeah, I'm gonna go for hot for this take. I'm not gonna go piping hot. I'm not gonna go warm. I more so think it's possible that they miss. But I still think it's a really good shot for them to make the playoffs. So that's the first hot take, and the second one is from Gold4307. I will leave links for his stuff down in the description because he does have a YouTube channel. He does do short Madden clips. So if you guys do enjoy that kind of stuff, his links will be down in the description. I'll put the link to his Twitter and stuff too. So let's get into his take. So his hot take is Tyrod Taylor is better than Fitzpatrick. I can definitely see this. Both of these players definitely have their hots and colds. They definitely have their pros and cons. Fitz, he's definitely older. He's definitely a little more aggressive than Tyrod Taylor. He's a little more, I think he's a little more well-rounded. But Tyrod Taylor, he's also, both these guys have been to so many teams throughout these years. So both, really good, kind of step-in kind of quarterbacks, bridge quarterbacks, not really seasoned starters. Maybe Tyrod could be that, maybe Fitz could be that, but we've never really gotten the true chance to see these two, get a full season to really give it a go, except for Tyrod Taylor back in Buffalo, which he had a really good season actually. They just, the Bills just wanted to get, Josh Allen, just another guy. So, so Tyrod Taylor is better than Fitz, is his hot take. So, I'm gonna give it a warm. Cause yeah, I'm gonna give it a warm because Tyrod Taylor, he's a really good quarterback. I don't know if he's that much better than Fitz, but with his legs, it probably does give him a little bit of an edge there. But I personally like Fitz more. But Tyrod Taylor is probably actually the more well-rounded and probably the better guy in my opinion. So Tyrod Taylor has a really good arm, as we know. He could run a little bit, just enough as you need. So So yeah, I'm gonna go warm for this. So yeah, that's kind of what I have for that. Because I think you could really go either way with both. Tyrod Taylor, like I said, is a little less aggressive, but nonetheless, he is a really good game manager. Both of these guys are really good game managers. Neither are really going to be huge game changers. Once in a while, they'll have games where they really show out, and you're like, wow, why isn't he the starter? But then you realize, he plays another week or so, and then you go, okay, now we see why he's not the starter. Now put him back in that backup spot and let the other guy come up, or whatever it is. Fitzpatrick, he has those games where he throws 4 touchdowns or 4 interceptions. It's kind of Fitz's thing. Tyrod Taylor, he's not really that. He's kind of more consistent, but he's less aggressive. He's less, maybe less flashy than, not in the sense of flashy. I'm trying to get at how I want to say this. Maybe he's less, talented of like the neck up. Fitz is really, I don't know. That's a tough thing to talk about. I'm not really sure myself. You go back and forth on that all day, but yeah, I'm gonna give that a warm. And then I have my own, which is actually includes Tyrod Taylor and Fitz as well. So my hot take is Tyrod Taylor is better than Jared Goff. So I'm kind of going to give this a warm. Maybe not warm, maybe the one before warm. Maybe like cold, because Jared Goff has those moments where he's really freaking good. where, you're like, wow, maybe this guy was worth the first round pick. And then you have those moments where it's like, what? He was the first overall pick? And that can kind of be the same case with actually Ryan Fitzpatrick. He has those games like I mentioned earlier where he makes you go, wow. Wow, the dude can make some plays. Wow, he's having a really good game. And why isn't he the starter? But then you go to Jared, it's kind of the same thing between those two. They have their games and they have their bad games. They have their great games. They have their complete crap games. As we've seen, Jared Goff versus the Jets. He really struggled versus the Jets, and then, I'm trying to find a team for Fitz, not really a team or Tyrod that they really struggle against, but I don't know. I think Tyrod Taylor is better than Jared Goff, and I can actually maybe see Fitz maybe being kind of better than him, or they're very similar. Fitz and Jared Goff are kind of, really similar if you ask me. Fitz is, like I said, they both have their games and they both have their trash games, and they both have their awesome stretches. But so Tyrod Taylor, since I did say earlier that I think Tyrod Taylor may be a little better than both. It's just the thing is Tyrod Taylor never really got the true chance, but at the same time you can't go off of the what ifs in the NFL. If you went off the what ifs, you could go off what if Barry Sanders ever retired? What if Calvin Johnson ever retired? It's something that you can't really, you never really know what would have happened. So, it's just kind of one of those as well. So I think that's why I take Fitz over Tyrod. But I do honestly think Tyrod can be a little more talented than Fitz at times. But like I said, they both have their ins and outs. They both have their pros and cons. Tyrod is more consistent, but he's less aggressive, and he's not really, gonna win you any games. Not necessarily, but he's not necessarily gonna win you any games on like his own. He's gonna need help. He's gonna need a good supporting cast. And Fitz, he could kind of go off of, not as much at times, but then he has those other times where he's so bad even with everything. So you go back and forth. So that's it for Hot Take Tuesday. So it's my first time. So let me know let me know what you guys think of that. Would you guys like to see Hot Take Tuesdays continue? I actually really enjoyed doing this episode. So let me know. And like I said, if you do want to submit more hot takes for next week, go to the YouTube banner, and my Discord link will be there. So you click on that link, and then you join my Discord, and then when I go the day before, 2 days before, when I go to the Hot Take Tuesday section, and I at everyone and say, does anyone have any hot takes for Hot Take Tuesday? Drop them down below, and I will pick the best ones, or if there's not that many, I'll just pick all of them. So let me know what you guys think of this series. I thank you guys for tuning in, and as always, if you did enjoy, I will catch you next time.